While discussing Harry and Meghan, we got a lot of information about the real reason for Meghan and Harry's bad reputation among some members of the British media. Because ever since he was a late teen, Harry has blamed the press for every single thing that has gone wrong in his life. So he blames them for reporting the news that he didn't do very well in school and that he requires some assistance, that he basically was not very smart. Taking photos of him wearing that stupid Nazi uniform to a costume party, taking photos of Harry coming out of nightclubs, falling down drunk, reporting that he was abusing drugs, reporting which friends were a bad influence on him, and so on and so forth. Harry blames the media for taking photos and reporting on his relationships, especially with Chelsea and Cressida, and he believes the only reason they left him was because of the media attention. Because of the publicity that he and Meghan got both before and after their wedding, he blames the media for the fact that they had to run away from the UK. Now, with respect to the last one, what Harry seems to not understand is that Meghan is the one who is responsible for a lot of the media attention that they got. She told him that because of the constant pressure of the tabloid, she needed his support, and that's why she needed to hold his hand all the time, because it was so scary for her. Harry still does not understand that Meghan told her PR company in the US that she wanted to be the most famous person in the world, and in order to do that, of course, she needed a lot of media attention. It was Meghan who reached out to Vanity Fair, most likely in July of 2017, perhaps even earlier, to arrange a photo shoot and to get an article written that showed up in the October issue of the magazine that was out in September. Meghan Markle, wild about Harry. Well, what could Harry really do at that point? The engagement was not officially announced until November 27th of 2017, and rumor has it Meghan even threatened to leave Harry unless he told everybody that they were getting married. And now Harry has filed a lawsuit against the British tabloids for alleged phone hacking and subsequent reporting that in some cases actually occurred 20 or more years ago. Now, a case that William settled for a substantial sum back in 2019, a case that also included Harry, but instead of waiting for that outcome, he decided to buddy up with people like Elizabeth Hurley and Elton John and do it separately. I don't think we're going to have to wait long to find out if he has been successful. Before Meghan entered the picture, Harry was known as the most happy, fun royal, the one who cooperated with the media reps and would, in fact, take them out for drinks after a photo shoot. But when Meghan showed up, all of that changed. So the above, among many things, is why Harry has such a poor reputation among the British press. And what is so tragic is that in the last 6 years, Harry has brought all of this mess upon himself. Harry's true character was carefully hidden until he escaped from his prison. Unfortunately, though, Harry is too dumb to stop disparaging the very people who were paid to paint him in a good light. And it was Meghan who started all of the worst kind of BS that seemed so calculated to make him look like a complete idiot. Together, they managed to look both petty and ridiculous, but usually Harry looks even worse than she does, because he lets her just do whatever she wants to do. Harry's actually said that he didn't fully believe that his mother was dead until he was 20 years old. He thought that she just left her children, her life, her friends, her charities, everything, to go live a peaceful, quiet life somewhere outside of the UK, never to be seen or heard from again. At age 20 years old, Harry went to visit France to the tunnel that Diana passed in, and then he decided to change his delusions to believe that her death wasn't her fault, in spite of so much evidence to the contrary, but instead was the media's fault because they were chasing her at such a high speed. Now that is a chase, I'm sorry, but it's a chase that she sort of began, because she promised the media photos, and then she started driving away at high speeds without wearing a seatbelt, and her driver was drunk. She would be alive today if she was just wearing that seatbelt. Her part of the car was actually not crushed. Harry has also said the media is never going to stop until they murder Meghan, just like they murdered his mother for being with a non-white man, and this is all coming from Harry. Clearly, he's delusional. None of his claims should be taken seriously. I mean, this is just another one of his made-up stories to get pity from other people. He has whined often enough about walking behind her coffin, and why the public was so devastated because she was their mother. It was a lot of fun reading about how much William got for the hacking that he and Catherine suffered, And then what did he do? Well, he turned around and he gave that money to charity. Harry was offered less than William, but still, in proportion, it was actually bigger, because we need to remember that Harry's phone was only hacked 9 times compared to hundreds when it came to William and Catherine. Well, he refused because he wanted as much as William got, even though the very small number of hacks suggests that Harry wasn't all that interesting, and he's still not all that interesting. What makes William's gesture even more impressive is that the money actually went to Invictus, Harry's charity, the one that Harry all of a sudden couldn't manage to raise money for because he had a contract with Netflix. I mean, does anybody out there believe that if he does get any money, he's going to give it to charity like his brother did? And no, I am not talking about Archwell. I mean, he doesn't need to be able to keep 95% of it. William, it looks like, plugged the gap that Harry created. The thing is, it's not like they just give out stories. Every story needs its own protagonist and antagonist. The good guys are going to be the ones with the power, and the bad guys are the ones who left them without the antagonist. Even though he's been gone for quite a while now, they're still piling on. And actually, some people claim that Harry's reputation is not all that bad. I mean, he doesn't really make it a point to make nice with the royal family, but the British media did lock onto him and Meghan as the bad guys, and it made them some money because, well, it's pretty clear that they are the bad guys in this whole story. See, making money is their goal, so I just don't know that the media is going to be willing to give up this story anytime soon. With a bit of commitment, a bit of hard work, and maybe some horseplay, almost anybody can become a clown. But it takes a very special kind of person like Meghan Markle to become such an awful, farcical caricature prankster. Female clowns are pretty common in contemporary society, and I don't think there are any out there who are more ridiculous than Meghan. I mean, with her antics, she's about as nonsensical as her half-witted husband, both of whom are very thick. They're trivial, they're dim, they're idiotic, inane. They still believe that they're important, but they are only becoming more irrelevant by the day. They're a couple of nobodies. I mean, they are so irrelevant and irresponsible. They're definitely not important enough for us to waste our breath on. Now, you could be surprised to find out that slapstick buffoonery, as well as joking, was actually one of the few career paths acceptable for women to pursue during the medieval era and Middle Ages. They were typically known as nitwits and nincompoops. So, by being branded a fool, a harlequin, joker, and jester, they were very frequently hired to entertain courtiers as well as to keep them amused and pleasantly occupied, and to keep them happy and satisfied in other ways too, if you get what I'm saying. So with Meghan's weird orange nose that's falling off of her face, and also her arrogant demeanor, and let's not forget her chicken legs and her ugly feet, she is bound to bring us a laugh or two with her slapstick gags, her ambidextry, her smoke and mirrors double-dealing, the hypocrisy too, the fraudulence, the defrauding, the lying, the cheating. There's a lot out there to keep us entertained. Let's not forget about her trickery and her treachery. She does it pretty well, except, well, she doesn't do it very well because I don't think her aim is to be laughed at. Now, typically, somebody who acts like a clown or a practical joker is usually referred to as an ill-bred person, especially one with newly acquired power or wealth.